thing that I didn't hear from my good friend Julius is how are they going to help you communicate? You know, this program is changing lives. The only challenge we have is that we only have one evangelist. And they've called you names. I think those names should be spread a bit. And so I want to challenge my professional colleagues. Judy, I didn't know that you've hired so many people. But let's not talk amongst ourselves. Let's go and talk about them. They will believe you more than they'll believe myself. The other thing that, Your Excellency, I want to leave as a challenge and to my colleague Nixon. Your Excellency, you're very clear about land fragmentation. It has been spoken again for years. But Your Excellency, you cannot have a conversation about land fragmentation if you have not given people an alternative. We are giving people an alternative. And that's why even in the rural setting, we are very clear that the housing challenge is not just an urban challenge. It is obviously more exaggerated in the urban areas, but rural areas as well. And so I think it's a high time where, with the leadership of our Waziri and the PS, that we now tackle this issue of land fragmentation. We want to leave the land for agriculture to be for agriculture. Your Excellency, the other challenge that I want to ask, and maybe you can amplify the same message. So today is a wonderful day, and I don't know how much the people will understand. There are 4,000 people all at once getting into professional jobs. It's a big deal. But there is also the question of what will happen after that. So I want to really challenge our professionals, because this program is not going to die. And I believe that because, Your Excellency, people have started to move into their new homes. I saw late last night, I was following you on social media, and I saw you've posted some beautiful photos of Geshogo. And I can see the comments are starting to become positive. There's a few here and there that will say one or two things, but the comments are very positive. So, Your Excellency, this program is going to be sustained. And I just want to ask our colleagues in the profession, take a leap of faith. You can back this program. Those interns that are coming in, have a plan to absorb them, so that we don't just have a program of just creating an internship, which is maybe 1 year, maximum 2 years, and then they have got nowhere to go to. This program is here to stay. And Kenyans are going to be the biggest defenders of this program. There are people who are saying I don't know if they go where it will be the first thing that they will reverse. Then the last point, Your Excellency, which is important that you also are able to amplify. As I said initially, they've been saying that the president is only thinks that Kenyans need Mujengo jobs. Your Excellency, the difference here is leveraging large economies of scale. There are people who have said, stop the housing, focus on manufacturing, focus on jobs. What they don't realize is that you can't manufacture for nothing. You must have a consumptive demand. And the consumptive demand is providing dignity to every Kenyan. And as we solve the problem of dignity, you've then anchored the manufacturing program that we need. Your Excellency, very soon, and maybe before the end of this month, we now are going to move, and people will see, we have got the total lifts or elevators demand in this country, as we sit right now, before this program, was 750 elevators a year for this country. When we hit 100,000 units, our lift demand is 1,650, only for affordable housing program. And as we sit right now, it is over 2,750. That is what we're going out on tender on. And the question then is, should we just import the lifts? Or should we now actually have a conversation that certain components of those lifts can be done here? Because, Your Excellency, if we go out there and we entice these lift manufacturers, and I've sat with them, many of them, And they said, PS, if you can guarantee me 300 lifts a year for the next couple of years, I'm going to set up here. So we've got 2,750. We've got over 1,500 genset generators, because every one of these homes, Your Excellency, are going to have a backup generator. You know, because we're going up. So we don't want, when there is no power, people cannot be able to use the elevators. So, and I'm using that because, Your Excellency, the Mujengo jobs are important, because what we need in this country, we need to create jobs. But we also must talk about high quality jobs. And there is no better space to create high quality jobs. Like if we start manufacturing components of lifts, because it will take a while before the entire lift is manufactured here, but that is a step that we have taken. But there are certain components of lifts that we're going to manufacture here in Kenya. There are certain components, Your Excellency, there is already a company, in fact 3 of them, that have gone and brought Korean technology called aluminium formwork that is going to reduce the amount of work. That company called Kumkam Gang, they have said that they want to come and set up. They have their international plant is in Vietnam. They want to set up in Kenya if we can be able to guarantee them the demand. Now, to make those formworks, Your Excellency, that is highly engineered works. So Kiteme and your team, there is better quality jobs that are coming. So I think, Your Excellency, I thought this is important to emphasize that by leveraging large economies of scale, first we're starting to mop up all the people who are looking for jobs. When you look at the people who are going through TVETs, plumbers, all the trades from plumbing, and you can talk about that, Your Excellency, we're going to mop them up. So, Your Excellency, we are very proud as my chairman. I didn't know Jerry can preach a bit, but as he has said, this is a plan that you have refused to let go. Despite the names, despite the memes, I don't know that there's anybody who has more memes than yourself. But as he has said, that history will judge you well, because you're on the right side of history, and it is the right thing to do.